Welcome in, welcome back. Everyday cooking dad, cooking every day. Today we're doing New York style spare ribs. Yeah, I'm coining that phrase, New York style spare ribs. But let's get started with these ingredients real quick. We got cumin, allspice, granulated garlic, chili powder, paprika, oregano, and brown sugar. All the measurements will be down below. So the reason why I'm calling these New York style ribs, when I grew up, there were no smokehouses in New York. You got your ribs, they were braised. Places like Sylvia's, Reliables, you got braised ribs. So this is my style, the way I think braised ribs should be made. So we get started by removing the fat. Why would you want to eat somebody else's fat? It's beyond me. Remove as much of that as possible. Get the back side. We're not removing the membrane on the back of the meat because that's just going to go away. It's going to disappear. So we're going to slice this meat up and get them into our pan for braising. Now, the way I'm going to do these is we're going to braise these down in some barbecue sauce and some water. You gotta make the braising liquid taste good, obviously. You can't just throw some barbecue sauce in a pan with your meat and think it's gonna taste good. So now we're gonna go ahead and season our meat up. Now I do keep my barbecue rub. It's a real basic barbecue rub and it changes every time I use it. But I do keep it around just like times like this when I'm putting a dinner out or a cookout. So obviously gonna give this a good rub, and it probably would be a good practice to stop right here and do this the night before. That would work out nicely seasoned ribs, but we're doing it right away. So this is probably gonna sit here for about no minutes. So in with our barbecue sauce. Not too much, just enough to get that flavor. Use your favorite barbecue sauce. And then we're gonna put some veggies in. You got an onion. You're gonna throw an onion in there, and we're gonna throw some celery in there. So, in with our onion. Another thing, guys, you can do this your own way. If you wanted to put something else in that braising liquid, just do it. Do what your heart tells you, do what your soul tells you to do. We're just rough chopping this. Nothing special about it. We're not really gonna eat this. We're just looking for the flavor. You probably could use some bell peppers here. You want to make it more Cajun-like. 1 tablespoon of Better Than Billion. That stuff is great. Love it. So 1 tablespoon, just kind of spread that out everywhere. And then now in with our liquid, some water. I guess you could use beer here, but I don't think I would do that. I don't really try it. I've never tried that. But yeah, so water, give this a little mix. And then we go in the oven for 2 hours. You could do 1.5 hours and check, but 2 hours is what I did. And that's when you're going to check after 2 hours. Now, each meat is different. 2 hours might be too much for one meat because it might be a little thinner than the pieces I'm using. So you just check at 2 hours. All right, so here we're checking. And looking good so far, right? You could eat this right here. The meat is cooked through, right? Would be nice meal right here. But check this out. You gotta check the doneness. Because though this would make a good meal, this is the difference between having something good and something great. Is just checking. Don't just follow a recipe and say it's in the oven for 2 hours. You gotta check for doneness. So here we checked our meat and it's a little tough. So at this point, I'm gonna give this another 1/2 hour, but we're not gonna cover it back up with aluminum foil. We're just gonna go in with some more barbecue sauce. Just go right across the top of it and give this another 30 minutes or so. 30 minutes. You can check it at 20. But I'm going to go back in for 30 minutes. And let's just see what we got. So 30 minutes later, look at that. Oh, let's just enjoy this for a minute. Bubbly. Look at that. That's great. That's just, you can just smell this kitchen right now. It's just wonderful. Look at it. Look at that. All right, so now let's go ahead and check our meat. Let's just try and find the same bone that we had 30 minutes ago. And right through. Let's take that in slow motion. Look at that. Nice. All right, guys. We're falling apart. We're nice, but it's not mushy. So if you probably went another 15 minutes with this, say, oh, I'll put this in for another hour, 45 minutes, it would have been too much. There's one more step to take it to the next level. We're going to go ahead and put some barbecue sauce on top and put this under the broiler until it gets nice and gooey. All right, so that's it. Last step. Though people want to come, you could serve it just like that with no barbecue sauce, but take this next step. Look at that. So let's go ahead and plate this up. We're in the home run stretch. Nice little burnt parts on that meat. It's soft and tender. People are going to eat this and they're going to be like, wow, that's so good. And I'm pretty sure you probably make this already. You don't have to have a smokehouse to have ribs. These are my New York City style ribs. These are ribs from Harlem. These ribs were made at 55 LaSalle back in the day. Here's our flyover. This is great. This is looking good. It tastes good. Guys, please like, subscribe. Everyday cooking dad. Cooking every single day.